on. Don't put on Facebook at the same time. How you doing, guys? This is Bill Calhoun. This is BLB, Bill's Live Broadcast, and we're here again. And this is an unusual time, I know, because we're here on a Monday morning. Actually Monday afternoon. And the reason why I did it at 12 noon is so I could catch you guys right in the middle of eating. There is no excuse. That means that you're not working right now. You're probably just getting up if you don't work. So you've got plenty of time. It's lunchtime. Put your lunch in front of your laptop and listen in, because today we have Grace Sam, and she is going to rock your world. Okay, folks? Once again, this is Bill's Live Broadcast, BLB. I've changed the name, as you can see. It used to be Bill's Body and Brain Bullshit. Well, it's kind of a little testy, so we've decided to change that. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to click on the button below to share this broadcast and to follow. That way you get to keep up with all this really interesting stuff and all these magnificent people as we go along. So, without further ado, let's bring on Grace Sam. How you doing, Grace?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. And look at all the people in the back there. See, she's so popular. She can't even do a live without having people there. That's okay. Grace, where are you right now? You mentioned that you're at a workshop?
Yeah, I'm attending a workshop. It's like,
What's the workshop about? What are you doing?
there's a Pilates.
So are you teaching or are you learning?
I'm learning.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's the first time I attend the Pilates classes.
Okay. So Grace, what you want to do is try not to turn away from your microphone. That way we get to hear your beautiful voice nice and clear, okay, on the mic. Okay, Grace, I have a little surprise for you, okay? Actually, it's not a surprise because you know this, okay? Now I'm going to show everyone. Can you see that? Okay.
Oh my God.
Now, everyone, there's the before and there's the after of
Oh my
Grace.
God. I didn't bring up this one.
Wait. If you don't like that one, then maybe you'll like this one. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. But before and after. Okay. Now, these are your pictures. You probably even forgot you posted them up there. But the reason why I brought them out there is because I have a question for you. First of all, I have to say, you don't look any different. That was like when you were, what, 18 years old? How old were you?
Yeah.
18.
Yes.
Okay, so seriously, you don't look a day over 18, okay? And I'm sure everyone out there will agree, okay? Now, so here's what I want to ask you. Besides asking you whether or not you're a vampire because you're going to live forever after and you never change the way you look, okay?
I thought I'm changed. I'm pretty now.
You're a bit crazy now?
Yeah, I'm much pretty now.
Sure. We won't argue with that. Absolutely. Grace, can I ask you a question now?
Yeah.
What would you actually tell your 18-year-old self, having be who you are right now? What would you tell what would you tell yourself back then, now that you've learned all this?
How to tell? Because before that, I do nothing at all at 18, you know. With no need to think about it, what we should do. We just do what we like. After that, now we really know, how to say, because 18, we are just finished study. So we no need to think about it, anything, what we want to going on. And it's just do what you like and just enjoy. And at that time, that because I have a lot of friends of it, so I always hang out with a friend and I go to traveling a lot. So that's why I'm always feel happy in 18 years old.
Was there anything that you did when you were 18 that perhaps you would have done differently now? For example, if you're going to say like, okay, the Grace of 18, this is what you want to be careful of as life goes on. These are the things you want to pay more attention to as life goes on. How would you actually coach your 18-year-old self, similar to like how you would coach one of your yoga students?
Coach my 18 years old. Because in 18 years old, I just perfect. I'm slim, I look nice. I don't need to care about it. I don't need to coach anything because I just look perfect. And I have a tan skin. Everybody like it because I love the beige. They always ask me how I can get my skin color so tan. I'm born like that. I say I don't need to care about it. I say just be myself. That's all.
So
yeah, but now
what about like school, life, things that you did back at 18 that maybe you wouldn't be doing now?
Nothing.
So you're perfect. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, if you're perfect, that's okay. Because I kind of did that to you right off the top of the bat just to get your brain moving there. But since you don't look a day over 18, you're still 18, so you haven't even grown up yet. So you won't even know what to tell yourself, right? That's cool. Okay, great. Let's go back to something else here then, because I understand that you actually have a business called K-Fly. Okay, what does K-Fly stand for? What is that exactly?
Yeah. Before they got one student tell me that K-Fly like Korean style like K-pop. They say. Yeah, there's a trend actually. There's a like right now. So they have a lot of the area yoga. You know that with the hammock. We're doing the yoga with the hammock. It's very good to train your muscle, to tone up the body shape, so to strengthen the muscle. Then of course, when we are doing the flow, the normal yoga, we can't really know and we can't really realize which muscle we use it. There's a problem for a lot of the students when they are practice a lot of the yoga like 10 years ago. They can't find anything. They can really feel that the muscle, the right muscle, they use it. But K-Fly is we standing, we're using the hammock, so we really need to find out which muscle we have to use it, then only you can stand properly. If not, you will fall down, right? So there's one thing is a good thing is that there's an anti-gravity. A lot of people, they can't really do the good back bend. So with this K-Fly, they really found that how to do the back bending easily if compared with the normal yoga. Yeah, so there's a...
Go ahead.
Yeah, because actually this K-Fly, I just learned it from last year September. But I found that it's totally changed my mind and changed my body also. Yeah, I look better, I look fit now. So I found that they really, I found another me to really to fire up. Sometimes because I teach yoga already 10 years. But yeah, for me, in Malaysia, they always found that they don't want the intermediate because they just want to stretching. Because for them, yoga is just stretching. But for me, after stretching, you should strengthen the muscle. If you not strengthen the muscle, you're just stretching, the muscle is too flexible. When you get hurt or injure yourself, you won't know. You will know. That's a problem. So nowadays, a lot of students that get hurt because of the overstretching. Then they go to visit doctor. Doctor will say, stop doing yoga. That's what I'm concerned with.
That's interesting because you said that. Okay, let's go all the way back to what you mentioned just a moment ago. You said that this K-Fly is actually kind of a knockoff of like K-pop or whatnot, and it's very popular. Yes, and you learned this about a year ago. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, and you mentioned something that's very interesting. You mentioned that often when you had your yoga students, and you've been teaching for 10 years, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and before I ask, I've got to go ahead and give you your accolades, folks. Grace just won the Fitness Best Asia Awards for the best yoga teacher on the planet. No, hey, hang on, in the universe. No. Hold on, in the solar. Okay, wait, forever. Okay, she's the yoga master. Okay, she just got awarded, and it wasn't an award that she gave herself. It was the award that other people gave her because she's so awesome. Okay, how's that? Is that good, Grace?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to the question. So you mentioned that you started doing the aerial yoga, and you mentioned that now your back has improved because of the muscle strengthening, and then you found that people overstretch. So what would you suggest to everyone now who's actually involved in yoga? Because many of the clients out there, they don't understand the difference between the two. As you mentioned, overstretching versus building up your muscles. Can you help us understand that a bit?
Okay. So because nowadays a lot of people, they're born like that. Is like they are born because of their muscle is very flexible, but some is very stiff because the posture is different. When you're sitting posture, the standing posture, the sleeping posture, and the walking posture, all because of the nowadays they use a lot of the smartphone, so they always drop the head. And because of the sofa very comfortable, they just lie on it. They didn't use a stomach. And because of many things, it's too comfort. At the end, they don't want to really use their muscle, but actually it's not, I can't say so. Because of that, they are not really know which muscle they should use it. Okay, so nobody teaches when we start when we learning how to walking. And from 1 year old, we learning how to walking, but nobody teaches. When you fall down, you just get up and stand again and walk again. But nobody tells us it's right to walk or not, and which muscle we should use it. Even in school, nobody teach us how to do. You just walk. The right leg followed by the left leg, that's all. So in yoga, of course, in Carefry, you learn each muscle. When you're standing, which muscle you should activate it. Okay, so a lot of people thought that, especially like they are using the trapezius, they thought to carry the heavy thing. So actually not. We have to use the serratus anterior to lifting. And then you have to bend down first. It's not only standing and bend your back and carry the heavy thing. It's not. There's a totally wrong. So that's why we always hurt the back. Actually, they thought the back is very weak. Actually, it's overused, overlifting on the back. That's why the stomach becomes bigger and bigger. That's why always they go to the slimming sanctuary, want to slim down, but they don't want to move. They're just lying down, they pay the money, but they don't know what is that. But even though slim down just for 1-2 months, they will get back again, same. Nothing changed. And like nowadays, there are a lot of the scholarships. You heard about that, the scholarship for the spine?
Yes, scoliosis, okay.
Yeah, scoliosis. There's now it's quite dangerous because a lot of the students start from the teenager, they already have a scoliosis, but they're doing layer rise. Because of the habit, they're standing, won't use one leg, they're not using 2 legs to standing. And even those that carry the thing, they carry the handbag, especially for the ladies, they always carry one side. So they don't find out that actually the pelvic is a different, already one up, one down, become the shoulder also one high, one low. So that's because of the scoliosis, make it, actually our bodies is our created, it's not born like that. From 1 year old, we're learning how to walking, running, jumping. From that's why from that is from 1 year old, go to the 18 years old, go to the 20 years old. We never know which muscle we should use it. So at the end, after 40 years old, we become like this way. Then they will say, oh, I born like that. From my teenager, I'm like this already. I'm already scoliosis.
So Grace, let me ask you, so how does your K-Fly change all of that? How does the K-Fly help with these problems that we have from looking at our phones too much, being sedentary? What's the difference between K-Fly and normal yoga that you practiced for 10 years?
Okay, so the K-Fly, there's a big difference actually. So when you're standing or sitting in the hammock, because the K-Fly is totally different from outside, is because of with the height level, we start from the knee. It's very low. It's very low. For normal aerial yoga, they start from the hip joint. It's very high. You just hang there, use a hammock to hang you, so you don't need a lot of the strength to carry by your weight. But in K-Fly, we need to really use your own strength to carry your own body. So if not, you can't really do it because you will knock your head. Your head will touch the ground. So that's much different. But it's just a little bit higher than the ground, but it's lower than the normal aerial yoga. In between. In between, we need to use a lot of the strength to make ourselves not touching the ground. Then you have to really lifting. If not, you'll totally drop down. Your head is touching the ground. So the shoulder is touching the ground. So away for the touching. So you have to lift. So like we do a sit up. So the sit up, normally they thought they are using the lower stomach, but they're only using the back. But they didn't realize. And same like today we just learned about the squat, like the deep squat. Always they only found the front type, the quadricep, but they didn't never found the glutes muscle. Is that true?
Yeah. So what you're saying is it's actually very complicated in order to make sure that you're working the correct muscles whenever you're doing K-Fly or anything else. And it's not so simple as to just do one type of exercise. Is that correct?
Yes, you can say so. You can say so.
So Grace, you said that you were in yoga for 10 years. Did you open a business in yoga originally, or are you still working for someone else?
I have my own studio actually.
And does your studio, when did you start your own studio?
Around 1.5 years.
1.5 years ago.
Yes.
What happened before that? Were you just teaching regularly?
It's just because I don't like to count the money.
What? You don't like to count the money? Well, explain that, because I think the whole world loves to count money. Okay? What do you mean you didn't like to count the money? Explain that.
Because of when you have a business, it's not only it's not only the hobby. You have to really know how much the expenses, so how to manage it. So you have to really know each thing you buy. You have to know how much you can earn back, right? So for me, my studio, I have a lot of the props. I use a lot of the props to helping students to get into the deep muscle. So to really know which they should use it and learn from to the beginning to go to the intermediate, they really can find out that they really feel that it's a totally different when they are learning from me. Because a lot of the students, they're from outside, they always challenge you. They say,
what do you mean? What do you mean by that, Grace? What do you mean by that? The students from the outside, they always challenge you. What are they like? You want to box you?
They always says that they will say, can you do handstand or can you do the scorpion? They always say this kind of the stuff like just challenge. So, but I say I don't know all about this, but I know how to teach you to do it. That's what, because I'm become a yoga instructor. If I only do that posture, you don't know how to do. What for? Right. So
exactly.
That's why you just come and pay the money and just seeing the show from me that how I am flow, how I can do the posture, but you can't do anything. You're just sitting there. It's not fun. So I always tell my student, okay, if you want to become slim at first, you have to really learn one by one and go step by step. You can't jump on it. Even though you are your body is very nice, but you still have to go one by one. Even though you can do handstands, so what? But even you want to really sitting in the one chair pose, also you can't make it because they only go up 1 second, they go down again. So,
okay, so Grace, when you say that people are challenging you, what you mean is they come in and they want to do the real exciting stands and all these things, but am I hearing you correctly? You're suggesting that you have to take it step by step. You can't just do a complicated movement. You have to understand the way in which to do it. So let me ask you then, why is it that people from other studios come to challenge you? Why do they think that way? What's going on? What's happening with the other yoga studios that you can tell all the other yoga studios and go, you guys are doing it wrong? What would you say to them? Why is this happening?
Yeah, because a lot of their students go to my studio, become my student. It's like they feel they're so jealous. They don't know what is good for me. So why they're all, because it's not only that I'm teaching after 10 years, I got a lot of the experience. It's not about that. It's because of that I never stopped learning. I always found something different. So because my classes, I create each classes make the student feel fun, even though it's the same posture, but they feel it is totally different. They will find another like, you see, my student always follow me because I'm teaching in the therapy fitness also. And I go to the private class also. I have my own studio and I go to the corporate. So, yeah, because yoga instructor not really can earn a lot of money.
Okay, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that, Grace, because you said you didn't want to count the money, but it sounds like you're counting a lot of money. You have corporate classes, you have private classes, you have group classes. So help us understand. Let's say someone wants to start their own studio, or there are yoga teachers out there who are doing their own business, but they're struggling. What have been the lessons that you've learned from doing your business? You mentioned just now that you're using a different approach to your students. So can you help us? Let's say, for example, Bill says, grace me with your ability to make my business run well. I want to count money. Okay. How would you help me with my business? Okay. Help us.
Okay. Because I found that a lot of the yoga instructor, they will always teaching the same thing, even the flow, the sequence. So when the follower, they follow you 1 year, 2 years, they found that so boring. They found there is nothing interest for them. They can't learn any new thing from them. So of course the follower won't follow you anymore. So what happened? So you have to always advertising to get the new members. So how you can get more business and can get more members is very difficult. So you always need to count how much you have to pay for the rental, how much you have to pay other things. Like you always count about that. That's why there's a problem when you have a studio. It's a very suffering for that. Yeah, but for me, I always love to sharing. Whatever I learn, I just sharing. Even my friend, my student, my members, I always sharing with them. So they are really happy to know more about that. That I always say, oh, you should read some book. Then they will say, oh, no worry, you will read and you will tell me. So I know need to read, they say.
So what do you tell them, Grace, when you have friends and talking about business? If someone comes to you and they want to know how to do their business better, what would be the first thing that you would tell them if they're getting ready to start the yoga business? Because you're the yoga goddess, okay? And you have your own business. You have several businesses. So what would be the first thing that you would say?
The the first thing is have to depending how much they can spend it. Because if you really you cannot take it, you can't afford for the rental, so you better choose a place that you can afford it, of course. So the main point is for the student, for the members, they need to go to your place. That place must be a lot of the parking. The parking area must be big one. You see, our business is totally from others. It's not like if you go to the salon, hair salon, you can go one by one. So you don't need a lot of the parking. It's okay. But for us, our business hour only for morning and evening. So when one classes, you have 30 members and 30 students. So each student, they drive by itself. So you got 30 cars have to parking at your place nearby your studio. So if the parking is so difficult to find out, so what happened? The student won't come, they feel lazy. They won't come to your studio. That's a problem also for them. This I always concern that to make the student more convenient to go to your studio. This is what I'm always thinking about that. Then only they will love to come over.
That's interesting. So let me just help break this down for everyone out there. So in terms of parking, because you're running your businesses in Malaysia, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So parking is important because everyone's automobile is very important for them to get to your studio. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Now, let's say, for example, someone is located in Singapore where you have public transportation. How would that be important for your business? What would you suggest for people for their studio in Singapore versus Malaysia, where most people take public transportation or taxis or whatnot in Singapore? What would you suggest?
Okay, so that's a different way already. So you have to really care about your classes. If you have to really plan of it. So nowadays, all the students, they always like to become slim when they come to your studio. They always say, I want to slim down. I want to slim down my hips. I want to slim down my stomach. So you have to differentiate it. Each classes. You must have a team for it. So for like 8 a.m. you have a team for this, or only for tone up your tummy. So another class you have to tone up your shape up your bush. So the hips is totally different. So they will, when your student look at it, they will know which classes she want to go. So for them, of course, you have to really make it slim down the tummy, okay? If not, it's no point to go there.
Okay. All right. So that's the second one. So the first one is to make sure that people can come to your studio easy by either having a car park or be located where it's easy to access, right? So that's number one. Number two, you're suggesting that if you're having a yoga studio, you have to have a mixture of classes. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
clearly, what is this, the classes?
Now, you mentioned slimming just now. You mentioned that there should be a class in your yoga school for slimming. Why is that, since it's yoga? Why is that important?
Of course, everybody like the beautiful body, right?
Yes.
Everybody wants to slim down the body, because when the age is getting higher and higher, then they're always sitting there, they do nothing, so they gain the weight easily. So the fat won't go off. So they always want out that they think that, oh, I can eat this to slim down my body, or I don't eat anything to slim down my body. The effect is totally, you can't make it, because when you just slim down, you don't tone up the body, you can't see the body is nice. Because of all of the carry the weight, they make it the body very bulky. It's look not nice. It's not like, it's like guy already. It's not beautiful.
So if we're doing, okay, so we're doing the beautiful body, but at the same time, we want to keep to yoga. So how do we do that? How do we keep the purity of yoga, but at the same time, look at people's body because they want to have a beautiful body? Do you see what I'm saying? So, because you mentioned earlier about how yoga is about strengthening and all of this, but at the same time, we have the beauty, and I totally understand it. For a business, we have to look at both of those. So how can we keep the purity of yoga, but at the same time be successful in the yoga business?
This is a very difficult question for me. I don't think that I'm success yet, but I'm quite happy that I have a good partner, because for me, for myself alone, I can't really have to run a business easily. But because of actually I have an experience that before actually 7 years ago I have a partner to sharing a studio also, but I get cheated, so my money is gone. So I feel so sad about that, but I still believe, because in this world they still have really have honest people. I have to believe. If not, you have to be alone. You'll always be alone. That is I feel lonely to be alone. I don't want. That's why I say that I want to have a business, but I want to have a good partner also. So I'm happy that I found one partner that she really can help me. We help each other to really run this business. So we really separate out what we should do. Each other, our portion. So I have do a lot of the workshop also. I have a yoga therapy, so to make our body more relaxed, more happy. And because of my student, they always they feel that back pain, shoulder pain. So they always found that it's struggling to do yoga also.
So Grace, you mentioned something just now. You mentioned, which was very touching. You mentioned that you had a partner in business before 7 years ago. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you lost a lot of money because the partner did something. What did you learn? What did you learn from that? Because now you have a different partner. What did you learn from that?
From that, actually, I'm not learning a lot because of it's quite sad to say, because the period is quite short, only for 10 months we do it. We open the studio there. Our rental is quite high. For every month is 5,000. So, but we quite successful for the 10 months. We can survive. We have no lost money. But the one thing I learned is I always be honest with my student. So I teach them, even though I get nothing from there, but when I teaching, I'm still continue teaching, non-stop teaching. I didn't give up, because for that, actually, my family asked me to give up. Don't teach yoga anymore. So if not, you are very suffering to earn the money. So because before that, I'm a sales girl. I sell furniture. So in furniture line, I'm quite popular also. I can sell a lot of the furniture. So wait, I'm sorry. Wait.
Okay, folks. While Grace is going away, I'm just going to recap for those individuals who are here with Bill's live broadcast. We're speaking to Grace Sam. She is actually the Fitness Best Asia Award winner for the best yoga instructor in the region. And she skipped off for just a moment because she has to take care of something. When she comes back, I'll bring her back on. But what we're talking about right now is we're talking about what she learned from her businesses, and how she's going to give some information about all that and the challenges that she had. And here she's back again. Hello, Grace. You okay?
Hi, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Hey, life gets in the way and it's live. You never know. The dog's got to go poo-poo. The kids fall from the ceiling. Someone burns something, whatever, okay? The house is falling down, whatever, okay?
Yeah.
So, Grace, you were talking about, and that's very interesting because I'm sure other people run through the same thing. You mentioned that when your business was failing, your parents were trying to tell you to stop teaching yoga.
Yes.
How did you feel about that when they were telling you? Because I know that can be very, very, very frustrating for you as a person because you want to please your parents, but at the same time, you want to do what you believe is right. How were you feeling during that time when you were having this struggle with that?
Because at that time I have nothing at all. And at that moment, actually, I just think that maybe I have to go off this place and go to other country. So just for a few seconds, then I told myself, no, I won't escape. I won't run away. It's not me. I never do this kind of thing. I want to face off it. So of course, at that moment, it's quite tough for me. And I'm trying a lot of things to get back to teaching yoga again. For that, I sell insurance. I go to the direct selling and just do what I can to make myself more time and free time. It's a more flexible time for me. Then I can arrange my time to go back again to teaching. So I just don't want to sit in one shop and then do nothing. Because last time I'm selling furniture, there's 10 to 10 o'clock. So I have totally no time for myself. I don't want that. Because before that, I'm still young. I can sell off my time, but now I cannot. That's why I'm always saying that never give up. That's the only thing I can really do. Even how tough.
That's beautiful. Never give up. Never give up. And no matter how tough, I'm going to let you continue in just a moment. You were saying that you wanted time for yourself. You didn't want to sit back. You didn't want to give up. So your friends, were your friends supporting you when you wanted to get back into teaching? What did your family finally come around to supporting you? How did that go?
Yeah, all my friends, they support me. I have a lot of friends actually. Honestly, I'm so happy I'm the person that I'm so lucky. I have a lot of the good friends. When I have no money to eat, that help me to pay the money to buy the food for me. And I just don't want, because I know I can do anything if I want. If I'm still alive, I can do. I still can walk. I still have my hand. I still can do whatever I have. So that's the one thing that I tell my parents also. I tell my family also that I have nothing, but I have myself. So I still can survive. So I ask them, don't worry about me. So now they see what I'm really do. I say what I do. I really do. So
and how do they feel about you now, Grace?
Now they are so proud of me. They're really proud of me, all of them. They feel so happy. They say they will never see one person that can carry on so many tough times in my life. Actually, I have a lot of tough time in my life. So I'm a single mommy also. I have a son. Yeah. But he's quite good now. He wants to be a diving master, diving instructor. So I feel happy, I feel proud of him also. Because for Chinese, we don't like to do this kind of job. But for him, I'm happy that he had this kind of thinking. Because he's now only 18 years old, but he knows what he wants. He don't want to waste the time. I'm so proud of him also. So that's why I always teaching, even though my students, I always let them know, you have to know why you come to my studio. What you want to learn. It's not only slimming. It's not only that, because you have to find something that you really want. Then only you can keep going and never give up. If not, you just stay here 1-2 months, then you will disappear. You will never come to my studio anymore. This I always told my students. That's why they always follow me. Actually, a lot of the students is from other studio, but I never say to them that I have a studio, please come to my studio. I never say that. I just say that I can't teach anymore there, but I still going on teaching. But they found me. They found me and come to follow me. So I feel that I'm so happy with it, and I'm so lucky also, because I found that when I really use my heart to really how to say, I feel that when I really do everything from my heart, so everything will come back to me also. There's always I want.
That's wonderful. And folks, for those of you who are just now coming on board, we've been speaking with Grace, or she's actually been helping us by sharing her story with us for the past 45 minutes. And the big takeaway for all of this, folks, as you've probably seen, for those people who are watching the replay, for those people who are watching live right now, is that Fitness Best Asia Awards was all about putting individuals in the spotlight who had helped so many other people. And Grace, you're the epitome of that again. I can see it. It's just happening over and over and over again. As you mentioned, as long as you stayed true to your soul, as long as you stayed true to your students, then you knew that good things would happen. And we heard this from everyone. We heard it from Lila. We heard it from Ben. We heard it from just all the individuals that we've spoken with. And this is really, really fabulous. So Grace, what would you tell people? Because you said that you mentioned that you had an 18-year-old son. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you're a single mom. So for those single moms who are out there, let's say, for example, they're in any type of a business, and it doesn't have to be yoga. What would be a message that you'd like to tell them when they come to that point where they just want to give up? Because you mentioned that there were several times where you didn't have anything, where people had to help you, with your food. But there are many people out there who right now are not as strong as you. What would you tell them? How would you help them so that they can get over this?
Okay. Actually, there's one very important thing that I'm always thinking about, that we really need a lot of the friends as good friends. So because because friends always help each other. So because how to say that? Because of a lot of the people, they can't. It's not strong like me, of course, but because of they don't have the friend also. So nobody support them. They feel so lonely, and they don't know what to do also. That's the main point that I always think, that if you have a lot of friends, the friend always can support you. So you will never give up. You will never give up. That's the only thing that I found that.
Having friends. So having friends is very, very important. Grace, when you were going through your challenges, was there someone there for you to help you be positive? How did you learn to be strong? What did you do?
Just think about my son.
Oh,
my
really?
son can help me.
How did your son being there help you be strong? Share that with us. How?
Okay. Because of I don't have a parent also. I don't have my mom. My mom, when I was young, she's passed away. So I found that that's the only thing that I feel that is I need to be strong. Without my mother to helping me anything, I can't. I have to do my own. I can't ask for anybody. So I don't want my son feel suffering also when he don't have a mother. So that's the only thing that I know. I need to be strong. I need to let my son know in this world, I'm the only person I can take care of him. So I'm the only person will never give up of him also. Even though he not stay with me, even though we can't stay together, but I always let him know that how much I can love him, how much I can do for him. So I'm always telling him about I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Grace, if you'd rather not share it, that's okay. We totally understand.
Yeah,
The reason why it's okay, Grace, the reason why I ask is because what you're doing is you're talking from your heart. And there are many women out there who are going through the same thing that you're going through, and they don't have the opportunity to listen to individuals like yourself because they're lost. There are people out there who are lost, and you have come above that. You've raised yourself up, and you've been the best person that you can be and the greatest mom that you can be to your son. And there's other people that, beyond, we know that you're a master in yoga. We know that you're a master in business, but there's something more. And that is what you're sharing with us. And so it's okay because you're coming from a real place. Because people out there, they need to hear this from you. But if you feel uncomfortable sharing, I totally understand it. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable.
I'm so sorry. Because it's too many things happen to me. That's the only thing that we need to always think positive. If you can't think positive, find one group of friends is really positive. Just away the negative thinking person because that will make you down. So only with the group of the positive person, you can charge yourself. So then only you won't give up, you always continue, keep on going. So if not, I don't know, because for me before that also, I feel that I want to give up also, give up my life also. But just only thing that I know that if I still alive, I can do what I want. I will do what I want. But if I die, I can't control myself. I can't control anything. I don't know the world, the different world is how, I don't know. That's why now in here, I know I'm here right now. So I can do, I know I can. That's all. So that's why I don't give up. That's what I always think about that. Of course, sometimes I always feel, how come my life's like that? So, okay, I just tell myself, God wants to give me a challenge. So good, okay, I will take it. So I will do what God wants to give me. Then I challenge it. That's all. So just do my best. Don't think about the result. So just keep on and keep on. So I found that I'm more strong and strong and strong. And I can do. That is the only thing that I want. I want my life. I want to help a lot of people. I want that is because of a lot of people that, like what you say just now, is that they are lost. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want to going on. So they don't know what should they do because they don't found that one thing that make them happy. Like me, I'm doing yoga, I'm happy. I help people. I help my students become more pretty, more look young. Then they're happy. They feel happy. Then I feel happy also because I look at them. I found that they feel that something different. It's not only the exercise. In my class, it's not only sweat. It's not only stretching. They found there's something inside their body. They have something different kind of them. So they found themselves is they feel happy because of they found there's something that they really wanted. It's not only the outlook. It's not only the outlook. That's why they found from me. So they always follow me because I always give something different for them. Even not only the posture of the yoga. That's what I want. That's my target also.
Boom, right there. That was brilliant, Grace, because throughout the hour that we've been chit-chatting, now I understand. Now I understand why you got this award. It wasn't because of the techniques of yoga. And you mentioned just now that people kept coming to you and you kept wanting to make them better. That's your secret. That's the difference between you and another yoga instructor. It's not K-Fly. It's not yoga for 10 years. It's not you selling furniture. It's not any of all of that. What it is, it's you. I mean, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant to see, because the area that you touch people most is the area that no one can copy. People cannot copy Grace Sam, because Grace Sam is who she is. And that's the real person. And the reason why I say this, Grace, is because people need to know, people who are looking at this broadcast right now, individuals who are searching for a yoga instructor, those are just tools. But to get someone that'll change your life like you're talking about right now is very rare. And it's very beautiful, Grace. I mean, it's fantastic because you've gone through it. You've been there, and it's beautiful what you've gone through to be able to share it with us. And we really appreciate that. Grace, is there anything else that you want to tell us? I mean, then I'm going to let you go because I know you have to go back to your training with Pilates, okay? I'm so sorry, okay? Is there anything else? Is there anything else you'd just like all of us to know? You finish it with the final word. What would you like all of us to know in terms of who we are? Not what we do, but who we are.
Okay. Of course, nowadays a lot of people, they are doing the things that they don't like it. Like in fitness, they always found that the time they only have yoga, that's why they go to attend the classes. Actually, it's not. When if you don't like that, then why you want to force yourself to go? No. If you want to go, you have really found it, you really enjoyed it and happy with it. This is a very important thing. If you really can't feel how good is that, how happy you can be there, so don't go. If you feel that you are so comfort and so happy with us, so please try to make it. Then that's the only thing we want. So if you enjoyed it, so try to make it, because a lot of people say, oh, I enjoy yoga, I enjoy your class, but I have no time. They sell the time to the work. That is not the main thing. That's why they get lost. They don't know what they want. That's the problem.
And how do they find what they want, Grace? How do we discover if we're trying so many things and we're lost? How can I find myself? How can I find that?
From that, you have to really look into yourself. How to say look into yourself is because of a lot of people, especially our eyeball is very naughty. They always look to the front. We can't really look into ourselves. And our eyes always look to the front, then you will see who have it, then you want it. That's all. No, we should not. We should not do that. So from that, you have to really calm down yourself and really feel it. Well, every moment when you do that things, you have to really feel it and really be yourself and with yourself. Then only the things that they come to you. If not, you will never find it. You will never find it.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's great. That's great. Folks, if you didn't pick up on that, this is sort of like, do you know how when you have a book and you have a title of the book that says the book for the ages, and then at the end you go, the end, happily ever after. Well, Grace just gave us a happily ever after. Remember this, you have two eyes. Most people look to the front. You've got to look inside. Don't look front, look inside. I love it. That is so great. Wonderful, Grace. Grace, I'm going to share with you something that Lila said here. Can you read that on your screen there? She says, congratulations, Grace, in winning the Fitness Best Awards for Best Yoga Instructor. I'm so proud to be among great, strong winners, especially strong-willed and strong women, mothers, single parents. So that's what Lila wrote to you. And I'm sure, Grace, I'm sure there's many people out there and people who are going to watch this replay. who are going to feel the same way. What you've done today is more than just tell us about business lessons. What you've done is done more about telling us how to do yoga. What you've done is you've actually helped us be ourselves, as you mentioned, to be ourselves and to enjoy what we're doing and to have confidence and never give up. I think that's so beautiful. And so, Grace, I have been graced by your presence today as well as everyone else. And I think it's just it's so fitting that is your name because it really works.
Very much.
So, folks, that is Grace. I'm Bill Calhoun. This is Bill's live broadcast. We're going to say goodbye to Grace, and then I'm just going to wrap it up here in just a moment. Grace, thank you so much. We'll see you. We'll see you out there. Oh, and how can people get in touch with you? How can they either take lessons from you or get more information, get support from you? What should they do? How to get in contact?
They can have my Facebook. My Facebook account.
Can you do this for us, Grace? When I upload this Facebook Live, in the comment section, when you comment to it, can you put the contact information, put the Facebook link, put your address in Malaysia, any other way that you want people to get in touch? Because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to create a platform where people can get in touch with all those guests that are coming on. Can you do that for us?
Sure. Thank you. I will do that. Thank you very much.
We'll let you go. Have fun in your Pilates. Rock it. Okay. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye now.
You too.
Folks,
bye.
This is Bill Calhoun's live. And yes, we just got finished speaking with Grace Sam. Hold on. Let me just copy something in here. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch the program, then you can catch the replay. Okay, we just did it. I'll be posting it in just a moment. And it's been absolutely wonderful. There are life lessons that we just keep learning from these Fitness Best Asia Award winners. It's incredible. When I started off, I thought we were going to be talking about things with what they do, which is why people vote for them. In other words, the things that they do. But this goes much further. We're talking about people who are inspiring and empowering us, and it's beautiful. This coming Wednesday, okay, let me just put this up here for y'all. We have another remarkable person coming in here, okay? Ben Tang, okay, who's Asia's best group fitness guru. It's going to be at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. So tune in at that time, share it, follow it, watch this replay. You're going to love it. I'm Bill. This is Bill's live broadcast. We're out of here. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful week, half week, because you got to be back here on Wednesday.